For half a century, humanoid robots have been 5 years away. They danced in lab demos, fell over at competitions, and starred in movies. But they never showed up for work. That just changed. Right now, machines with 2 arms and 2 legs are clocking in at car factories, warehouses, and logistics hubs. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is a hiring wave, and it's moving faster than almost anyone predicted. So why is this happening now? Because 2 curves finally crossed. For decades, robots had capable bodies but empty heads. They could backflip, but they couldn't figure out what to do with a coffee cup they'd never seen before. Then large AI models changed everything. The same breakthrough that lets a chatbot understand language now lets a robot understand the physical world. Engineers call it physical AI. Instead of programming every motion by hand, you show the robot video, you let it practice in simulation millions of times, and it learns to move the way you learned, by trying. Add cheaper motors, better batteries, and mass-produced sensors from the smartphone industry, and suddenly the hardware is affordable and the software is smart. That's the perfect storm. The race is crowded and the names are serious. Tesla just ended Model S and X production at its Fremont factory to convert the line for Optimus with a stated goal of 1 million robots a year. Figure raised over $1 billion at a $39 billion valuation and recently live-streamed its robots sorting packages nonstop for nearly a week. Boston Dynamics retired its famous hydraulic Atlas and rebuilt it as a fully electric machine aimed at Hyundai's plants. Agility Robotics Digit has already moved over 100,000 totes in GXO's warehouses. Real work on a real contract. And then there's China, which shipped roughly 90% of the world's humanoid robots last year. Companies like Unitree sell one for around $16,000, the price of a used car. And Beijing has made humanoids a national priority in its latest 5-year plan. This is no longer a research field. It's an arms race. Follow the money and the logic gets uncomfortable fast. A factory worker in the developed world costs tens of thousands of dollars a year. A humanoid robot is a one-time purchase that works 2 shifts, never calls in sick, and gets smarter with every software update. Goldman Sachs projects a $38 billion humanoid market by 2035, a forecast it already had to revise upwards 6-fold. Morgan Stanley goes further. 13 million robots in service by 2035, and a $5 trillion market by 2050, with more than 1 billion humanoids working worldwide. The first wave is targeting jobs that are dull, dirty, and dangerous. Lifting, sorting, welding, hauling. The pitch isn't replacing people, the companies insist. It's filling millions of vacancies nobody wants. But once a robot can do a job for a few dollars an hour, amortized, that math doesn't stay polite forever. Now for the reality check. Human hands took evolution millions of years, and robot hands are still clumsy imitations. Folding laundry remains harder than landing a rocket. Today's humanoids run about 2 hours on a charge. That's a battery break every 2 hours, not a full shift. A robot that's safe next to a fender is a different problem next to a 5-year-old. And reliability is brutal. A demo that works 95% of the time is a viral video. A product needs 99.9. Even Elon Musk admitted at the start of this year that zero Optimus robots were doing useful work in Tesla's own factories. The companies know this. That's why the first humanoids live behind factory fences, doing narrow, repeatable tasks, and why your robot butler is still years away, no matter what the keynotes promise. So where does this actually land? Probably like every big technology, slower than the hype, then faster than we're ready for. Factories first, warehouses next, then stores, hospitals, and eventually homes. The rise of humanoid robots won't be one dramatic moment. It'll be a quiet headcount that doubles every year until one day it isn't quiet anymore. The question isn't whether they're coming, they're already on the payroll. The question is what we do with the time they give us back. If you want to follow that story as it unfolds, subscribe, because the next 5 years will decide the next 50.